Hello? I hate that this spaces thing always starts on mute. What's on my what is on my eye here? I got it. It's a it's a piece of kale. It was a chunk of kale chip that was on my look, whatever. I'm on the wrong camera. Son of a you know what? Nevertheless, we'll forge ahead. It does not matter. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. As AEW has just tweeted again, as I can see on Twitter, the new, and it's new because it's the first episode ever of Hey EW is up. It's not Hey Ooh, as many people were proposing. This is what happens when you don't really focus group these things. But nevertheless, I thought it was a clever title. I certainly am the one who came up with it. And according to my research, the hashtag HeyEW has not been used since 2015. So it was a dormant property. And back then, I have no idea what it was in reference to. Nevertheless, I've pinned the link in the comments if you want to watch it. It's also in the description below, and you can also just click on Twitter. And did they just? Yeah, okay. Let me. I'm retweeting them live now. Look at that. They just tweeted the same tweet. They couldn't tweet anything. Look, it's doing well. It's doing fine. Will we have a second episode? I'm not so sure. If I had to put money on it, I wouldn't. Nevertheless, so far so good. We'll see. Also, I want to let it be known, and this is a little bizarre. I've already saw that bootleg shirts of the HeyEW logo are being sold. And they're not mine. I'm not making that money. If anyone should be bootlegging this, it should be me. So please, unless it comes directly from me or directly from AEW, don't buy any of those shirts. It's not a real good idea. I need the money. I'm not wealthy enough to be cavalier about bootlegs. Do you understand what I'm saying? Thank you. Wrestling with Jay is first. And that's all he contributed. Sean said, hey, Culties, hey, RJ, hey, EW, Culties. I'm learning this now. It's a hip new phrase. I'm sick as a dog, so I'm going to sit back and just watch the show, but I'm here. Love the show this morning. And then he had a request. Any interest in singing The Gambler for his 21st month anniversary of being a member? Shit. Well, let me give you the abridged version. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with the gambler. We were both too tired to speak, so we took turns staring at the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. Or maybe that's too tired to sleep, whatever. He said, son, I made my life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. And if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. Then the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold them. I hate this part. Know when to fold them. The story is much sure. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done. How every gambler knows, secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Because every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. And the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And as he finished speaking, turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, and headed off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. And I'm not going to sing the chorus again. You got the gist. But he's dead now. The gambler died. He was just, I guess it's know when to die is what he's saying. Die in a way that it's now someone else's responsibility. There you go, Sean. And thank you for your patronage. Clint said, hey there, RJ. How's this going these days? I got a lot of shit going on. Ty said, good morning, RJ. Nail said, get well soon. Sean. Jin said, good morning. Just watched Hey EW, and it was hilarious. Can't wait for the next one. Will there be a next one? Also, it seems like a company that like checks their tweets and people read stuff. So if you want more of something, or if you do want merchandise, or if you want them to release the theme song to which I wrote and sung the lyrics, you can. I think you can bother them and it works. Okay, Gamer said, "Well, hi and well, hi to you." I believe Jessman and I will be sailing sometime soon. The final chapter of the Sea of Thieves Tall Tales, and it'll come out sometime next week. I believe also tomorrow there's more Babyface. Unfortunately, it's like the last Babyface. It didn't. It's not because of what else is going on. It just worked out that way. It's kind of a happy accident. It's the last one for now. Will Babyface pop up again? Who knows? Rachel said, "Hi all, hi RJ, and you were worried AEW wasn't going to be good. It was great. I was laughing so much. Well, let's see what the numbers look like." Spot Center said, "I hope this is a very special episode of RJ in his underwear dedicated to Emilio Delgado Luis from Sesame Street, who passed away Thursday. His TV wife, Maria, could not be reached for comment." It's not, I mean, I retweeted it and I posted about it because it's sad. I don't know if it's a special episode. I didn't meet the man. I know someone who works there, and they didn't really meet him that much either. Nevertheless, he seemed like a very sweet fellow. RJ Ramos is here and said, "Hello there." Oh God, I'm so far behind. Christine A has a wonderful Goldenrod tribute to help get the antique store up and running. I divulged on the first episode of AEW. I would like to open an antique store. I think I would be good. I think it'd be really, really nice. Spot Center said, "Luis also appeared on Lou Grant, Quincy, Falcon Crest, Law and Order, Criminal Intent, and some theater work." I knew about the theater work, but I didn't know about the TV stuff, and now I want to go look it up. The shit I love about Law and Order is that you get some really good guest stars playing horrible people. Robin Gross is here. Robin, of course, you can watch on Spenny's channel. She does what is it? The Spin of Love. Spinning the bottle of love. You can, of course, Spenny is delightful, as is his whole menage of wonderful characters. Nail said, "Are we in spaces?" Yes, we are, and so are you. So why the fuck are you asking? Tom said, "Congrats on the new shoes. They are Cole Haans, and they weren't cheap. Shame that Orange Cassidy hurled himself to his doom." Oh yeah, we forgot those the road to revolutions. Orange Cassidy just jumped out of the car, and he's a madman. That's all I can say. Good morning, RJ City, said Susie. Danhausen is right. These are really nice shoes. I also wore them on Celebrity Family Feud. That's how expensive they were, that I had to get 2 different programs. I'm wearing the same shoes. Mia said, "Morning, RJ. Nice seeing you this past week." I actually met Mia because I was in Florida. I was at FanFest. Isn't that so weird that people are now meeting me? Terrifying thought. What was your impression, Mia? I mean, don't do an impression, Mia. I mean, whatever. Jennifer said, "Good morning." Rod said, "Where is Paul Roma?" Fuck if I know. Positively E said, "Hey, RJ. Hey, Jack." Shanika said, "Good morning, everyone." Rachel said, "I want to see how they were tied. It was so disturbing to Danhausen. I double knot my shoes. I'm not a good single knot tire. The double gives me the security." Leo said, "Did you hear that Paul Roma is getting an action figure?" Yes, I did, and I am ready. Sean said, "The bootleg discourse has invaded the cult." Oh, are we talking about bootlegs now? Spot Center, Paul Roma Jr. is so much better than his father. Well, thank you. Resident Evil AMC said, "Hi, RJ. How are you? Something tells me this is not the official YouTube of the Resident Evil AMC." Spot Center said, "Paul Roma Jr. is even better. I had a character once called Tommy Jr. Sr. And that was basically the character. That everyone in his family was named Tommy, but he was the first junior, and there's another junior after him, so he's Tommy Jr. Sr. So Sierra said, "Good morning to Hey EW viewers only." Well, God willing, it's all of you. Shawnee said, "Hey Mia, great to meet you last weekend. Look at everybody meeting." Nails has been a member for 23 months. I shall tweet AEW asking for a shirt right now. Happy cultiversary to me, I'll say. RJ Ramos just wrote, "Whoa, he's been a member for 15 months." And that's the best he could come up with. He had 15 months to come up with that. Nail said, "Happy cultiversary, RJ Ramos." Leo said, What is Tony Khan like?" A normal human being. And I mean that in the best way possible. I don't often say that about people. Rob said, "Will Tony introduce you to Uncle James Caan?" I heard James Caan. If there's anyone who I'm sure doesn't want to meet me, it's James Caan. Leo said, "Some said weirdo wrestling journalists will post the numbers on Twitter." Good. Listen, if they're good, they can post them as long as they want. Susie said, "The pirate crew set sail for the last time. That said, do we see a big fireworks display?" Well, it's just the last chapter. It's chapter 5. There's only 5 chapters of this Sea of Thieves, Pirates of the Caribbean thing. So it'll be the final of that. But we've sailed before and we'll sail again. So Sierra said 18,000 views for Hey W so far. We can get a lot better. I think also people are now waking up, which is very helpful. This is also technically, since we lost an hour, I believe it's like 8:30 to people right now. This is the day. I love that the show debuted on the day where people sleep in the most, always. By my calculations, it went up at 7 a.m. Eastern. That's the crack of dawn. Now, I don't know if that changes seasonally. We will have to figure it out. Guard said, "Good morning, everyone. RJ, I hope you forgive me." Oh my God, I do have something, and I got rid of it. That's not. I don't feel bad about that. Thank you. It was more kale. I had kale on my face. It's a real kale accident. Someone just threw it at me. Neil said, "It's not my fault. I asked things that you don't answer for 5 minutes, sassy pants. Sorry. I can't believe I had that in my teeth for 11 and a half minutes." Nicholas said, "The Roach Revolution shows made me paranoid that the car wasn't even moving." It's one of those things that you're moving so fast. You ever see a roller coaster where you're moving so fast it looks like it's not moving? It's a trick of the eye. Amazing what we can do nowadays. Aaron said, "Hey, don't forget to like this video and the Hey W video too." So there's a bunch to like. And I hope this works, where we can watch the video in the morning, and then this is like a little wind down after show thing. Mia said, "You were lovely," and my friend says, "You are handsome." So Mia obviously thinks I'm hideous. SM said, "Did you know you've gained 900 followers on Twitter since Wednesday?" Not like I'm counting or anything. I didn't have the official number, but obviously I would love, though, to know, like, when new followers, when they're like, "Okay, enough of this person." I want to know. I feel like I have a high mute ratio, but I mute people too. So Resident Evil said, "I live in Hiawassee, Georgia, USA." Thanks for clarifying. I didn't want to get confused with Hiawassee and then Jordan or something else. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Nail said, "Someone was extremely mad about their intelligence being insulted because the car wasn't really moving, like actually angry. People are weird." I love that people were complaining about it on the Orange Cassidy episode. I thought that episode made it clear that we knew the parameters of what we were doing in the car. SM said, "Look, is the dumbest thing possible. That's what I pride myself on doing. That's what I continue to do." SM said, "Did he show the underwear already? I missed it." No, you didn't. This is Yale blue, according to my calculations. You can't really see it right now. It doesn't do justice here, but it's Yale blue. And it's a little pompous, I think, for a university to just claim a color. Harvard red. Not Harvard, that's just red. So here they are. Get a good look. It's fun stuff. It's nice. Rachel said, "Tony seems like the last person on earth to be a normal human being. He seems like a pretty weird guy." No, no, he's a normal human being. I'm a weird person. Rachel said, "Oh yeah, RJ, you didn't show the." Okay, yeah, I show. Look, everyone, calm down, please. Jerry said, "RJ versus Danhausen, a double or nothing." No bets. All bets are off. That's the name of that show. Nail said, "Comment Hey W video that you want more RJ or like him or whatever." Someone will be reading those comments, likely me, and it makes me feel better. Leo said, "Chris Jericho versus RJ said cold brew chaos match." That would be. I just wonder logistically how they would make that much cold brew. I'm excited about the production of it all. And Naomi said, "Congratulations on the wonderful work you're doing with AEW." Thank you. And on that, let's check. Are people saying anything about the show? It remains to be seen. I like reading the quote tweets. It'll be like, "This is amazing." Then other people are like, "The fuck is this? This is a thing that happened, and I demand more of it." That's Shaunica. Great job. Rob said, "This is awesome." Aaron said, "Well, this is a damn delight. This is so sweet, everyone. Thank you." Matt Cardona retweeted it. So when you get the Cardona, the man's the king of the internet. So when you get one of those, let's press a little coffee here. Oh, by the way, what coffee am I making today? I'm making high anxiety, but not just any high anxiety. This is a brand new. Look at this. It's a brand new bag designed by Minicoletta. You can get it now. You can get it right now. Look at this. It's so beautiful up close. And the torn paper design. Isn't that nice? And there's a new high anxiety commercial. Some of my members have seen it already. I think it'll come out sometime next week. So hang in there. It'll get you very excited. Rob said, your show for the Road to Double or Nothing should just be called Nothing. Jerry said, do you have a favorite coffee blend for the season? Do you have a favorite springtime coffee? No. I like it the same way almost all the time because even in the, if it's in the spring, it's warm outside, so it's warm inside. But then in the winter, it's cold outside, so you make it warm inside. So it's the same temperature in-house for me, if that makes sense. So I try not to deviate too much. Maybe something a little fruity, or maybe you're encouraging me to experiment a little. Guard Swan said, did Sylvia miss you when you were away? Let's ask her. Did you miss me while I was away? Well, there's your answer. I think she's just very startled. I don't think she gives a shit one way or the other. She likes to sleep. She likes to eat. She likes to shit. She likes to be pet. I don't even think she's too particular with who is petting her. Shh. Turn your face away from the garish light of day. Hi. Yes. Okay, say goodbye. I'm letting you go. I'm going to let you go. Say goodbye. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good work. I put her back to exactly where she was before. She's going to lounge again, and it's going to be okay. Hopefully that answered your question, Guards One. Spice Hunter said, I saw Gory spit red mist on someone last night. Ever get misted? I must have at some point. I can't recall. I'm thinking about when I wrestled Tajiri and I didn't get misted. I definitely ducked for sure, and it hit someone else. At some juncture, I've certainly had stuff spit in my face. I don't know if I've been misted in the traditional sense, which is sad now. How long? I want to know. SM said, I want to know how long you agonized about what to wear on AEW. Well, doing the road too. Obviously, I had the outfit and hat picked out, and then I did that fan fest. I wasn't too crazy about the Charlotte War. I liked wearing it. I liked how it looked at me in person, and then in the videos, I was like, man, I don't like this. And then I had a bunch of options. I laid out too many options that I packed, and then I thought visually, when I saw the wood in the background, I thought my pants could match the wood color, and I thought, okay, that looks like I maybe planned something. We may have something here. So at least a couple days. And now everyone's just saying, fuck the Cardonas. Fuck the Cardonas. Fuck the Cardonas. Jerry said, Effie is the internet. I don't know what that means. We're all on it. Sean said, I tweeted AEW to release AEW merch. Now we wait. Rose said, the audio is cutting out for me too. Oh, then Rose said, never mind. The audio is working again for me. Thank God I skipped ahead. Clarence is here. Hi, RJ. I'm back. Did yoga in my briefs. Hope FTR finally comes on your show. Well, I saw them at FanFest, and they almost did. They started to disrobe, and it was very weird. But nevertheless, Nail said it was an audio glitch, then it stopped very brief. Maybe Sylvia's hair got caught in the machine. Christine said, I just clapped for a coffee bag. I love Minicoletta's art. Go join her Patreon. You can do that too. Shanika said, got to meet Tony after Jacksonville show and waved very awkwardly at RJ before it. He took time to chat with everyone briefly. Got real good vibes from him. And for me, it's just a mess. Sylvia's, we're just enjoying Sylvia. Okay, I got the gist on that. Hello, Sylvia. We love Sylvia. Noon said, did you ever give milk to your cat? Not that I recall. Shanika just said, kitty. Christine said, singing to Sylvia, I'm laugh crying. Newt said, we need an RJ City coffee miss. Now, I have spit coffee at people as if it's a miss. I've done that a handful of times, and that was great. Nasty Leroy, a.k.a. that man, and he is that man. And he says, hey, stop, RJ. And I say, you are up, my friend, because you are that man. And it's lovely communicating with you. Leo said, you doing a best man speech at a wedding, but making a joke about banging the bride and her family start walking out in anger. Oh my God. Okay, let me press this coffee and then I can have the drink in my hand. I think that'll be better. Michelle said, I love a good cat cameo. She's a doll. Sean said, gotta hit up Malachi for that good spray. I would love to know the mechanics of it all. And hopefully, if the show continues, I'm sure at some juncture he'll have to be a guest. He'll be contractually obligated. Then he'll have no choice. Okay. Banging the bride. That's a lovely term. Okay. Best man speech. Say something horrible about the bride. The family starts walking out. All right. It's so nice to see so many of you here for Frank and his lovely wife. And gee, if I had a choice, I'd love her in very many ways. I'm just saying she's beautiful. I'm just saying that I'm attracted to. Well, how can she be beautiful enough for Frank? If Frank is attracted to her, I can also be attracted to her. Let's say he likes Sharon Stone, for example. I can also find her attractive. Doesn't mean I'm going to do anything, sir. Sir. Thank you. Please. I appreciate it, and I'm sorry that I find your daughter attractive. What? See? Here we go. Oh, all of you? Okay. What do you all think? She's hideous? Is that the message I'm getting from all of you? What a great family you have. Frank, you lucked out today, my friend. This is really your day. Bunch of sick people. So beautiful bride. You're supposed to say, oh, what a beautiful bride. Didn't he cry when he saw you? Why? Because you were beautiful, because you were hideous. That's what you're wondering now. And that's the pickle that, I'm so happy that I was able to shed some light on this underbelly that this family is cultivated upon. It's really disgusting. Anyway, happiness and health. Thank you. And a scene. Took a journey, built a whole little family there. A little Tony and Tina's scenario. Okay, Gamer Adjustment Duke has been a member for 23 months. Congrats on the debut of Hey EW. I'm proud of you. Be prepared to sail later this afternoon. I'll have my pirate doesn't wear a hat. I'll have my coat on. It doesn't sound right. But I'm excited. It is the final chapter, and it is a doozy. Leo said, there was a girl I had a crush on with the second name Cardona. So I did want to do that. Geez, wait, her name was like Cheryl Cardona? Actually, don't say her name. That's a bad idea. I was interested in knowing because it's just weird to have someone, but just leave the person alone. Michelle said, hope that doesn't happen at our wedding. That one was for Leo for sure. SM said, I saw a video of Leroy asleep backstage at GCW last night. I love that Leroy, sorry. That Leroy, I read that wrong. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I love that Leroy gets over for the most simple things. People adore the man and they just enjoy watching him sleep. Shane Nathaniel said, RJ, great teeth. Thank you. Are they real? I mean, I certainly hope so. These people with veneers, you got to get them redone like every 10 years. This is the maintenance. I know people, they were like 25. They have veneers. What was wrong with your teeth? Ride out your youth and then get the fake shit later. Then get those Regis ones. Oh my god, he looked like he had, like really like prop teeth in. I watched a home movie a couple weeks ago, and it's like glimpses of a whole year of when I was a kid. So it'll be Christmas, and then it'll be New Year's, and then it'll be like March break, and then the summer. But then every between each scene, because I guess underneath it, my mother had either taped a soap opera like All My Children or Regis, and there are so many perfect clips of Regis just talking for like 10 seconds. Joy and I were playing tennis, and her collar was all ripped, and then it would switch to something else, and it was the best. Oh, I can't wait till Spike Lee comes out here, and then it changes. Oh, did you hear about the Mets? They didn't do so well this year. And that's my childhood, and I always in my head now envision Regis in a way narrating my childhood. Susie has been a member for 4 months and says cheers, and cheers to you. Matt Kurt is also, I want to say, in Spaces, and he, let me, in many ways, is doing the Lord's work. It's an angry God. It is a weird, mischievous God, but he's doing the Lord's work. I want him to know that. Roy Johnson said an hour forward is better than an hour back. No. Don't you want more time in life? Don't you want to die later? Leo said the comedian Bob Mortimer actually did this and the family walked out. Is this on tape? Leo said full sex. I don't know what that means. Spot Center said, do you happen to know the better lyrics to Donna Summer's classic Bad Girls? No, I don't. And now I want to. I was actually watching, to the surprise of no one, I was watching that music video last week. And it has Deborah Lee Scott in it, who is on Mary Hartman. They cameo in it and they're dancing around. Neil said, so many cultiversaries. What a glorious week, Nessie. Leroy said, if you don't know, Matt Cardona is and this is a direct quote, rat bastard. He's a rat bastard everywhere he goes, especially GCW. That's like, my papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. The Nasty Leroy version is, Matt Cardona is a rat bastard, and he's a rat bastard everywhere he goes. SM said, agreed, Leroy, he is a rat bastard. Leo said, who's sexier, Regis or Maury? Well, I heard Maury in between segments on his show when they would go to commercial. He wouldn't talk to the audience. He would leave and go smoke a cigarette. So I'm taking points off for Maury. Regis wins. Leroy said, watch his return, and I woke up out of my power nap. Michelle said, Regis by far. Mad Kurt said, thank you, sir. I have direct communication with the Lord. And that's why you have that cape is almost, it's very stoic. What's the word? I'm trying to think of a religious, it's not stoic. Is that the word I'm thinking of? Very, there's a otherworldly vibe to you, that this man knows more about living than your average man. Leo said, Mad Kurt pissing on the Gary V promotion is wonderful. Simon has been a member for 23 months. Good morning. Can't believe it's been 23 months. Where did the time go? It goes where all the time goes. Nowhere. Because it doesn't exist. We've created it. Nail said, those Mad Kurt DMs made my day. Spot Center said, I'm hoping you made the lyrics up. I love when you do that. I'm sad now. What are we talking about? That you're so, God forbid I know a fucking song. Leo said, apparently James Corden is a dick during the breaks on his talk show. Can anyone confirm this? RJ said, what is time? And that's the other RJ, and I'm talking to myself, and we're wondering about it. That's certainly something to think about. Let's check the tweets on HeyW. I hope this works as like a little, I guess like an after show, a little debrief. I think it would be a nice thing for everyone to, wind down. Should we check the, let me check maybe check the views on it or something. Here we go. Let's see how we're doing here. Is this working? Is it good? Do anyone like 22? Not bad. We can get higher. I think we can do a lot better. I have faith in. Am I on mute? I'm not on mute. I'm here. Okay. I have faith in the possibilities of like the day. I'm asking people like I got up at 7 o'clock. I'm looking at it. I'm like, who is up at this hour? Let alone feel like if you're up that hour, you have like something real to do. Does that make any sense? No one's up at 6 a.m. without a purpose. You either are doing something important or absolutely nothing at all. Leo said, oh no, we already talked about that. Ethereal. Michelle said ethereal. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Solemn. I didn't want to say, and this is not what I mean, Kurt. I wanted to say priestly, but that's not saintly. That's not what I mean. I mean, yeah, maybe maybe solemn. I can't find the right word, Kurt. I'm sorry. I apologize to you so much. Neil said, I hope you don't get too famous and stop having channel members. I'll treat everyone like more and more shitty. And I think that's something that we can, and it's about time, don't you think? I've been not nice to too many people for too long. SM said, I stayed up last night. It premiered at 5 a.m. at my time. What a way to go to bed. Rob said, I hope he gets so famous he only gets out of bed for $10. Can we just say me, and I don't know what Kirk charges either, but I'm going to lump him in because he's here and it makes me feel less alone. I've been undercharging my shit for fucking years, okay? My cameo, I think, is undercharged. Every time I wrestle, the person is getting a hell of a deal. I'm putting whatever I have left of my life on the line to take a hip toss. I think that's reasonable. I don't know what I would want to get paid, but it's definitely not what I'm getting. So I think you can all appreciate that, And I think it's time to make a little, some people, they're not making money. They start making a lot of money and they go, oh, I'm opening a clothing line and I'm opening a kayak business and here's an album. And you're like, why did they do this? It's because they were starving for so long that they're like, the window was open. We are racing against the clock, Let's also, dispel the rumor that I've somehow made it already. Things are happening. Don't get me wrong, but this is not the top of the mountain yet. So let's all just let's not rest on our laurels. Is the word reverent, said Guard Swan. Maybe there's a reverence about him. I guess. I meant like almost a religious grace. Like there's a way he seems to glide. There's a softness. Not a softness. That makes him sound like he doesn't have any bones. He just seems to glide. A grace, a saintly grace. That's still not the word. Reverence, not the word. Michelle said, so now you're moving on up like George and Wheezy. Is your coffee program going away? Well, how dare you ask that on the coffee program? Is it gone right now? You're in the middle of it. Doesn't that answer your question? Raider said Reverend too. Maybe it is. Nail said, I mean, I want him to be too famous, but I still want a green name and vague community tab posts. I'll keep the posts. Let's relax. It's okay. Also, I'm going to start playing some more old video games on the channel soon. So stay tuned for that. I did some good old-fashioned digging. Rod said pious is the word. I don't think pious is the word. Get a thesaurus. Leo said, all the Brit assholes go to America after the UK gets sick of them. James Corden, Gordon Ramsay, Piers Morgan, Simon Cowell. Who was that guy? Oh my God, he hosted a talk show. You'll know it. His name was Kyle something, and he used to like lie on the floor while he was talking to his guests. It was a little like Maury-ish. Do you know what I'm talking about? You'll know exactly who it is. I'm sure the people in England are yelling at me right now. Rob said cathartic. Cathartic is like a processing of emotions. I don't think Kurt has processed any of his emotions. Leo said, oh, and Pricky Gervais, talentless asshole. You know who straddled it well? The UK and then popping into America, doing a couple good things and coming back is Steve Coogan. He seemed to understand like the longer he didn't want to totally blow it and let it all blow up in his face. Pops in for a little bit, does Hamlet 2, comes back, and then does more Alan Partridge and builds his reputation that way, pops back in, does Philomena, people love it, leaves. Pops back in, does Laurel and Hardy. Leaves. This is very smart. Pogirl said RJ will always love the little people. I guess. Where did I go? Kurt said, I've certainly been undercharging for too many years. See? If there's anyone you should give money to, it's me. And then Kurt. And if he's on his show, he's certainly allowed to say him first, too. I think that's good. Rob said, how much do you charge for hip tosses? Asking for a friend. Giving or taking? I can switch. Sean said, $20 base price for most of your pro wrestling tees is definitely a bargain. It is so crazy that your average wrestling shirt still costs like $20. I have more RJ merch than any other wrestler. Well, Nell said the last episode of Babyface, and then the insults will restart. No, I guess I'm still a bit, I don't know. I've evolved. I'm wearing fucking pants all of a sudden on Saturday morning. It's weird. Rod said, wait a second, you wrestle? I get, even when I wrestled, that was still a valid question. Christine said, pastoral. I think pastoral is the word. That's the word I was looking for. Like a pastor. Not a pastor, for sure. Like a pastor, pastoral. That is a word. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. That's you, Mad Kurt. Mad Kurt said, I've certainly been undercharging for too many years. Michelle said, I've always been up by 7 a.m. on Saturday and Sundays because it's sleeping in to me since I get up at 3:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. That's just, you're on a different planet. Neil said, I would buy an orange kayak. Charlie said, is the word mystic? No. Omnipotent, also good words. Pious, no, not again. Pogirl said, RJ needs to own a line of coffee shops where you can only go in your underwear. But I just think of the cleanup. Sean said, Mad Kurt, I have to thank you for your service while I have the chance. Leo said, who would make a more terrible wrestling promotion? Max Landers or Gary V? It's my understanding that Gary V was like looking into doing one at some point. He was always seemed to be around meeting people. There's no way he was not talking about running a wrestling promotion. So yeah. Mary said, make the RJ kayak happen. I'm interested. I'll slap a sticker on a kayak. Who gives a shit at this point? Rachel said, plus you get a nice mean email from RJ when you buy his merch from Pro Wrestling Tees. Nobody else does that. Rob said, kayak is the most buoyant palindrome. It's much more buoyant than race car. Kurt said, can the Brit assholes go to America? Can I go? I don't think. You're going to be like, there's a bunch of British shows. I can't quite remember the names of them now. Where I'm like, they tried to remake it. I think you need like an American reboot. I think you need someone to adapt you. Take your mannerisms, give you a healthy cut, like The Office, you know? I would be interested in seeing the American remake of Mad Kurt. Jeremy Kyle, thank you. I remember when he first came to the States, I was doing Splat a lot, and everyone from England was like warning me. They were like, this person's insane, he's horrible, he's whatever. I was like, he just looks like he was a guy lying on the floor, and it's like, tell me about your girlfriend. It was like that. I'm like, okay. And then it didn't go anywhere. Can we get a copy of your... Yeah, Mad Kurt said pastoral too. A little late to the game, but nevertheless. SM said, can we get a copy of your trading card? I need it in my life. There's only one, and I can't make those. I just made a big speech about bootlegging. I can't do that now. It'd be a bad idea. Naomi said, Jeremy Kyle as a Brit. Pleased to see the back of him. Leo said, Jeremy Kyle is an evil. Whoa. Rob said, Craig Ferguson kind of ruins that UK to US equation. Yeah, Craig Ferguson also knew enough to stop his show. Not that it was ever getting bad, but then he stopped it before it got bad. It was very smart. Matt Kurt says, on my show, I say give money to RJ and then me. Yes, Matt Kurt is, I guess, excited about Pesto. I mean, I meant it as a compliment. Guard said, the word isn't majesty. No, it's not majesty. Nail said, if you have that RJ card, you should send it to SM, the card queen. She may send it to an obscure wrestler in 25 years to make a video about it, and the cycle continues. Joe said, pretty sure pastoral is where farmers keep their animals. Great. Leroy said, Craig Ferguson was one of my favorites. He said, we lay on the floor. He used to have a cussing rabbit and crocodile called Waves. And if Leroy likes him, that's only, another point in that man's favor. Mad said, the In-Betweeners. Kurt said, Mad Kurt. I called you Mad. Mad Kurt said, the In-Betweeners US. Yes, it's the In-Betweeners. They're in an office, a basement office or something. I jumped down a rabbit hole once of like, popular British shows that didn't really land in America. And I was like, this is interesting. And I can see why. Rod said Craig Ferguson was Scottish, not a British. Okay. Fine. SM said, have you all tasted the space flavored Coke? I found it this week weird. I don't think we won't get in Canada for like another 6 months. Leo said the UK In-Betweeners was overrated. Anyone who's to contact show should go to jail. Neil said Gary Vee has been mentioned enough now to annoy me to Google who the hell he is. See, Nails, I can't believe you watched all of my Gary Vee parody videos and still don't know who Gary Vee is. Now you're going to have to watch Gary Vee, then go back and watch all those motivational wrestling ones where I'm like yelling. Those ones. Then you'd be like, okay. Michelle said, any chance we'll see an RJ beanie on the merch table? Are you talking about Beanie Babies? Because the answer is probably no. SM said, yes, I said marshmallows too. Rob said, Scotland is part of Britain last time I checked. I thought I just started a fucking war, and I'm sorry. Awesome said, you're thinking of the It Crowd, the In-Betweeners, the It Crowd, the Mighty Boosh. Is that the Mighty Whoosh? What am I thinking of? That was like, very cheeky, and it's weird, and we used to watch Monty Python, so now we're more weird. And then everyone's like, okay. The Mighty Boosh was one. Yes, thank you. Nell said, Google said he got rich talking about wine. Rob said he was at WrestleMania one time. He sat next to David Arquette. And I believe it was the time David yelled to Batista, your tattoos are worse than mine. Or something. Which is audible on the footage. I think it's Batista's last match. You can hear it. It's fun. Sean said, Gary Vee is the type of influencer who yells at you for not collecting all the free shit on Craigslist and selling it on Facebook Marketplace. I saw a video of him where he went to a garage sale and he bought all these Hot Wheels and he looked up the first Hot Wheel. He bought them all for like $20 and the first one's like $50. I was like, I'm going to make so much money. I was like, SM sent me a bunch of fucking trading cards. They were near worthless when she bought them. Now they're worth even less. Naomi said, It Crowd is basement office. In-Betweeners is in a school. I see. I'm learning. Michelle said, beanie as in a toboggan stocking cap. Oh, you mean a toque? We call it a toque in Canada. I know what you're talking about. I think I have one on my Teespring store. Leo said there was a wrestling show where the promoter used to say Wrestle Friends. And all the cringe wrestling fans used to say Fwens, like they did on In-Betweeners. Awful, awful, awful. SM said, I have next week off from work. I might take a road trip to Pistachio Land. That's a place I need to look up. It's one of my happy places. You know what I actually just looked up? And someone will know where this is. There is a small theme park that actually has an amusement ride through Mr. Rogers' Land of Make-Believe. And you're on the trolley, and Lady Elaine is there, and King Friday and the owl. The whole puppet, there's different stations, and at the end they sing. I watched ride through like on YouTube. It was a point of view ride through of it, and I was like floored. I mean, it must have been great in the day, but now it's just terrifying. SM said, what? Yeah, I heard about it so long ago. And I was like, let me look this up. It exists. It's a Mr. Rogers. Someone will be able to tell us. Leo said, the writer of It Crowd has become an unhinged transphobe. I don't think there's any hinged transphobes, if that makes sense. I think the second word implies the first. Rachel said, there's audio of my friend yelling for test to do the big boot all match. And then when he does it, he yells, "Thank you for the big boot." That's great. I loved those pants. They looked comfortable and cool. Nail said, Sean says Gary V grew the wine thing from 3 million to 60 million, but in all honesty, I'll probably not think about him after this until someone mentions him again. To the surprise of no one, it's his father, I believe, who owned the wine business in the first place. Are you connecting the dots now? Yolanda said, I'm at peace knowing that I might be the only person in here who likes Gary Vee because he's so sassy. Well, I'm sassy, I'm back. How do you like that, Gare? Leo said, Gary Vee is gross, like Mr. Bean running a scam. Christine said, I would love that ride. SM found the trolley to be pompous. Leo said, somebody called Gary the youth pastor of capitalism. And yes, accurate. Leo said, spelled the word wrong, but yeah, but I pronounced it correctly. Mad said, I'm going to be the UK interpretation of Gary Vee. Start yelling, my friend. You've done too much good in the world already. SM said it's called Idlewild. It is called Idlewild, which is in, I don't know where, but it's an amusement park. You can watch the ride on YouTube. I do that a lot. I think also because haunted houses I'll watch, like oh, the Mummy ride. I'm terrified of that. And when I went to Universal, I think I went to the Haunted Halloween Horror Nights. I watched every house I was going to go through multiple times first to prepare myself. Sean said, you don't ask Gary Vee why his parents have blue names on Wikipedia. Oh, don't ask Gary Vee why his parents have blue names on Wikipedia. I don't even have a Wikipedia page. How much more do I have to do? It's not this, but then I'm also like, what is the status symbol? It's not going to help me more. Will it? People said you don't even have a Wikipedia page. Do I get paid to have one? Does it help me at all? I have to have some stranger try to fucking explain who I am when I can't even do it. Rob said, feel like we've spent a lot of energy hating on individuals today. Let's turn it around. Let's, you can watch the first episode of Hey, EW. Will there be a second? Lord knows. Nail said there's a lot of hatred. Well, I said that Gary Vee. Rachel said, is that how the band Idlewild got their name? I wondered. Probably. SM said, it says it's a ride for children and parents. Would it be weird for childless adults to ride? Just ride it together and just keep your distance and be quiet. Don't ruin it for the children. Rod said Idlewild is near Pittsburgh. SM said the hate is productive. Rachel said we're hating because I think we all lost an hour of sleep last night. That's a good, also true. Positively, he said fanging and banging. You can do both exclusively. If you're just here for a fang, it's totally fine. Rob said JFK Airport was called Idlewild before it was renamed. So fun fact. Nail said, no, it's bringing me down when we just woke up. If you want to get happy, you can certainly watch the first episode of Hey EW. Nikki said, we're all sassy and grumpy. Yes, we are. We're grumpy and we're getting it out and then we can go on with our day. This is a good idea. Rob said, productive, reductive. Exactly. Positively, he said, isn't this Idlewild an Outcast movie? I don't know how to answer this for you. SM said, okay, but what if the children ruin it for me? Then you tell them to stop the train. And you say, get out. You're ruining the legacy of Mr. Rogers here. Poker said, did you feel tired today? Keep forgetting the time change. You changed it. You didn't lose an hour. You made yourself lose an hour. That makes sense. Neil said, we're only allowed to not like people on the cult grievance list. See, I've concerted it to... Who's on this list now? Mark Ruffalo, Stanley Tucci. Is there anyone else? Positively, he said Danhausen's legs look good. Surprisingly shapely individual, I gotta say. Wears that weird turtlenecky thing with the tights. Distorts his body. Very handsome. Todd Simmons is here. Bonjour. Bonjour to you. Spenny is here. Spencer Rice was Idlewild in the original Brooks and Reiner 2,000-year-old man. Yes, because it must have been before JFK Airport was named JFK. It was named Idlewild. Look, see, Spencer is just a wonderful. He's like, here's that piece you were missing, and I love it. And thank you, thank you. Leo has a um, Leo has a request, a scene request. I'm a commentator doing commentary on the Gary V wrestling promotion, who has given up trying to work out what is going on. All right, okay, this is the scene. Fans, thank you for joining us here on this lovely, it is 5 a.m. on a Saturday. Of course, if you're here, if you manage to get up, you are a, what does it say here? You are a hustler. You're a true hustler, and you love the grind. And we all do. I'm a little groggy, but I'm doing the best I can. Gotta make that money. Of course, at the merchandise table, there are T-shirts for $20, but then you're also allowed to have your own table where you could resell the T-shirts for $25, $30, what have you. It's almost like a cryptocurrency, but in faded wrestling T-shirts. And of course, the chairs you will have to pay for, and you will have to assemble them yourself. But paying for the chair, the parts of the chair, is certainly cheaper than paying for the whole chair. And then once you have a whole chair, you can certainly sell it back or sell it to someone else. So if you know how to do a good chair, you're going to really love that. Where's the ring? Is there going to be a ring? Okay, well, just let me know. Maybe they're putting it. Oh, I'm sorry. I've just been told they're at a garage sale. They're trying to get the parts for the ring. Stay tuned. It's going to be, oh God, I can't do this anymore. And scene. It was a long one. Rachel said Chelsea Green for some reason. Nikki said, hey, Spenny. Nell said the Pink Ranger. Pogirl said Danhausen and said they do have great chemistry. Thank you. Rod said, I find Danhausen's shirt has a strange absence of black. Oh, yeah, I said that. Nail said, yes, Chelsea Green. Oh, yeah, Chelsea Green's on the list. Sure. I mean, because she owes me $10. Guess Betty White should stay off. If we stick to our laurels, I think we should. I refuse to add Danhausen. I will destroy the cult from inside out. SM said, please give us your best mbop as sung by Count Chocula. Bibi bop, bop bop, dooby da ba doom bop, dooby da ba doo. Oh yeah, bop. Ubi da ba boo bop, ba bibo bop, ba doo dat. Ubi da ba doo. Oh yeah. That's all you. I don't know any other. And also, Count Dracula it's hard. So you have to do what you think Dracula is and then turn it up a little. Bibi da ba boo. It's yeah. You're not gonna get any more than that. It's just gonna be the same shit. Harambe breadsticks. To hell with kids. Rob just has his own list here. American Girl said it was about one of the only places that Afro-Americans could vacation back in the day. Idlewild. I do remember reading about that. Maybe I saw a documentary. Michelle said, I work at a haunted house. What? You get up at 3:30 in the morning and you work at a haunted house. I wish you would visit and do your coffee program from a very special Halloween coffee and underwear. I would lose my shit. I'm not one who enjoys being scared. Rob said, before any hate on Hanson, are you talking about Dan Hansen? I just want to confess that their only song, that their If Only song is on my iPod, and it is a banger. Well, that's his recommendation. Aaron said Christopher Walken as Count Chocula, basically. Nell said this song has made all the cranky talk fizzle away. Absolutely brilliant. Positively, he said, is that Christopher Walken? Why does Christopher Walken sound like Count Chocula is what you should be asking yourself. Todd is just befuddled by it all. SM said, we haven't done Travolta in a while, and we'll continue not to. Leo said, would you cry if a British child actor sang You Don't Own Me? Who is that presenter, as you call them? He's very tall, and he sang and he rapped with a chorus. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's very popular online. And I'm just in love with how misguided the man is. You'll know who I'm talking about. Nail said, her house is haunted. She's doing housework. Very nice. Yolanda said, I saw a cereal cafe last night in a fancy mall. Would any of you go and patron this? I can't tell you the last time I legitimately had a bowl of cereal. I'm not crazy about it, but I understand why. I understand why people would like to go. I'm sure it's a good hangout place. But people are already in. Rob said, in a heartbeat. Nail said, I'm in. Yolanda Pogo said, when I think of Christopher Walken, I think of his pronunciation of champagne, which is probably champagne. And that's when he did the Continental on Saturday Night Live. Mad said, a cereal cafe. I'm on my way. You can just get cereal at home. It's not that expensive. You know what I'm talking about? Leo said, what was that ping pong movie that Christopher Walken was in? I haven't read this IMDb in a while. SM said, we have one where I live. It's called Serial Killer. Nail said there was one in New York City, wasn't there? I remember a rice pudding cafe. There was definitely, yeah, they have shakes too. Well, they do a variety of things with they'll just put Fruit Loops in a thing, you know. Leo said a cereal cafe that only sells grape nuts. Well, I'll call it from soup to grape nuts. Yolanda said, okay, if you all come to Philly, go to King of Prussia Mall. That's where I saw it. Hell of a name for a mall. Man, Kurt said a rice pudding cafe. I'm on my way again. Double time. Leo said a rice pudding is hilarious. Hideous. I haven't had rice pudding in so long. Sean said, unfortunately, saw it in the theaters. This Christopher Walken ping pong movie. Are you making shit up? This is like, oh, I was on mushrooms and then I thought I saw this movie. Nikki said, ooh, a hacker's reference and a pun in one business name. Excellent. Rachel said, I feel like cereal is too much work, even though I usually make vegan bacon and eggs or fruit smoothie before I go to work. I think it would be a lot of work. It's also, you know, a milk cafe in a way. And the spoon cafe. It's really narrow. SM said Rice to Riches is the rice pudding place. Well, I'm going to look up. So you got to look up Rice to Riches and Mr. Rogers' Idlewild right through theme park. Boy, you haven't lived until you've heard King Friday sing. So good to see you all. He was not. Fred Rogers was not a ventriloquist. He was no Sherry Lewis. SM said, I'm not in Jacksonville. Well, neither am I. Nail said, cereal is the only meal I can make. Good for you, and is not really considered a meal. Sean said he tweeted the poster at me. This could be a poster about anything. So let's look. There's too much. Oh God. Well, everything's been blowing up. I can't find the. I'm gonna have to go through later. I can't find this shit at all. All right, hang in there, everyone. Nail said, wasn't there a Cheetos cafe in Brooklyn? We have to stop this pop-up culture. Is it pop-up culture? There was somebody who had it was called a pop-up wrestling show once. And I said, listen, aren't all wrestling shows like pop-up wrestling shows? It's like, yeah, it was just a term. It's a popular term. You can't stop it. Stop selling shit like that. It's wrong. Even that Golden Girls cafe was like there and gone. Remember Toronto? There was going to be a Seinfeld cafe, and that never actually happened. There was some, you know, and there's like pop-up museums. I mean, just be a real museum. How hard is it? Pop-up museum seems like a lot of work. Pogro said, I swear I saw a movie where there were cereal bars. Could be any number of films. Positive East said, does Mr. Rogers have a cereal bar? No. Nail said, okay, Mr. Big Shot notification. So I was tagged in a popular tweet. It's not my tweet. Leo said, do you have those milkshake places that would blend chocolate bars that were popular for about 5 years after 2005 and then disappeared around 2011? The culture changed. That was like, they say, the end of the 60s or the 70s, you know, and the culture changed. And then after this event, everything changed. What changed? What stopped that in 2011? Nell said, says the man about to sell kayaks. Look, people like to hit the lake. Matt Kurt says, I'm going to open a pop-up grocery store. Just a little stand, and it's called a fruit stand. You've invented a fruit stand. Hey, EW is up to 25,000 views. We can do much better than that. Rob said Golden Girls Cafe was a theme cafe, not a pop-up. They just went out of business. See, this is what happens. Adam said it's only a pop-up wrestling show if it's contained inside a shutdown Sears or the Bay. Oh, the Bay. SM said, can we get some pogs too? I guess. And on that note, wait, Yolanda said, I need to throw my morals in the trash can so I can be rich. What pop-up store can I create? I think you should design wrestling gear for non-wrestlers. I think you should create a wrestler, and it's like Build-A-Bear, but they get to make their own outfit. I said that as a joke, but it's a good fucking idea now you're thinking about it. That has been the show. Nail said, can we tweet requesting guests? Sure, but I'm not going to listen to you. Let's take a look at the Yale Blue again. It's a nice, fun time. And go watch and tweet and share Hey EW and like it and complain or do whatever it is you do. Lord, we're all trying. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless.